Hello Faribault, Nort Johnson here with your Faribault Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism. And the bulk of the conversation today is going to be around an issue that you heard me speak about before, you've heard a lot of other people speak about before, but I'm going to outline some of the really important items that will be tended to for our students with the addition of a 7-period day in the Faribault Public High School. So I'm going to share an example for you all, and I think that this will hit home with most everybody. I happen to be a graduate of the class of 1982 in Faribault, which is the last year, the 81-82 school years, the last year we had a 7-period day in the high school. So for me, as a Faribault kid, I was able to at that time access, are you ready for this number? 11 more elective classes. That's 11 more classes that helped me find my joy. Maybe it was the basic electricity with Troy's dad. Maybe it was that additional Spanish class that I was able to take with Bernie Angrove that allowed me to advance my college career quite a bit faster actually than if I hadn't been able to access that. And every student has those stories about what their electives meant to them. The way I arrive at the number of 11 additional elective courses is because when we went to a 6-period day, that steals 2 classes per year for our students in grades 9 through 12. So that's 2 times 4, that's 8. What isn't often publicized is the idea that we know that there are at least 3 more required classes that have been put into play as well. So 8 plus 3 is 11, so that's 11 fewer opportunities to get a remedial class or to explore a career in healthcare, phlebotomy, 11 less chances to find that niche that a student might just find and lights that fire to help them find their pathway to success in Faribault. As you know, Faribault has a very strong manufacturing community, and on top of that, Faribault has actually quite an elaborate batch of healthcare campuses. Mayo, Alina Health Systems, and we have other clinics as well in Faribault. We also have in the healthcare industry elder care, and we also have remedial care such as that you can find at the Emeralds with physical therapy for people that are in a transitional phase. Well, that job sector, that healthcare job sector, continues to be the #1 growing need for staffers. So with South Central College in Faribault, and now a strengthening connection between South Central College and Faribault Public Schools, even with the notion of a 7-period day coming into play, will give students the capacity to access additional classes to advance their healthcare career, their technical careers, and also advance their ability to get into college with a leg up compared to what the students are getting now. So in summary around that notion, every student in Faribault Public High School has an advantage given to them by having these additional classes, whether that's a student who's seeking a 4-year degree and will be able to advance their ability to be admitted into a 4-year school, getting that extra music class, arts class, language class, science class, math class, all of these things that help someone who is college bound. Those classes also, of course, enlighten and inspire learning in those that aren't college bound. But now additionally, we have capacity in the school day in the high school to allow students to explore healthcare careers in any of our major manufacturing businesses in town, whether that be a boiler operator or engineer at Genio, whether that be somebody that's working at Sage Glass, working on some of the most highly technical glass product in the entire world. The 7-period day helps every student in every way. And something that's also a little bit close to my heart. Students that need additional classes for remedial or for recovery, if you had a bad time at your household, bad time somewhere in your personal life or even at school that caused you to not do well in a class that you need to take over, those kids currently are left pretty far behind in that they don't have the capacity to finish up all their classes plus do the remedials. So it really truly is, it's every student in Faribault that will recognize a better opportunity to find success in Faribault Public Schools. So excellence in public education in Faribault is one of the very strong components of the Vision 2040 for our community. We know that excellence in education helps lift people out of poverty. We know that it helps lift our businesses, which helps strengthen our tax base. And it is a very strong contributing factor to an overall community's health. The Chamber of Commerce is fully supportive of both votes that will be on this year's November ballot. The first issue caters to the 7-period day, exclusively the 7-period day. We're not buying one single brick to put in place. This is all about the students. It's all about education, teachers, curriculum, and time in the school day in order to learn more and access more opportunities. And the second question, also very important. We know that we have students between the 1 and 2 mile perimeter from the high school who are having difficulty getting to school for different reasons. Well, obviously it is Minnesota, and not all families have the wherewithal to provide vehicles, and if there's not a ride available, these students are walking. It's not bad when the weather's decent, but you know how it gets here in January and February, and I guess sometimes October. Anyway, also we know that students have different needs. High school students that are helping getting their siblings on the buses, and when you're waiting back that long to get your siblings on the buses and then you've got to walk to school, it oftentimes becomes easier to just skip the first period. And if you're going to skip the first period, it becomes easier to skip the whole day. And I think it's reasonable for Faribault to provide busing up to the 2 mile mark in the public schools. And that's one of the other issues that's going to be resolved on the second question on the ballot. Finally, the additional piece on the second question of the ballot goes to address programming to help students produce better grades. An existing example is the 9th grade academy in Faribault Public Schools. And I'm going to share some compelling statistics with you, and they're almost exactly correct, close enough to say these are correct. In the 9th grade, Faribault Public Schools, prior to adding the 9th grade academy, had a failure rate of between 28 and 30% of classes. With this 9th grade academy and the additional passing grades, how that works is navigators are put in place to help students learn how to learn. How do they become successful? How do they buckle down and make sure they're getting homework done on time, etc. The 9th grade academy, again, is a fantastic example of how important investment taking place in our public schools is truly helping our Faribault kids do the best that they can. These 3 things all come together to help you know that Faribault Public Schools is doing the very best they can by our students in programming, transportation, and capacity. So the Chamber of Commerce, our Board of Directors, and our Vision Task Force are all wildly supportive of the yes, yes vote, and we're asking you to do the same. So if you have any questions at all, please give us a call here at the Chamber. Troy will put the number up on the screen, or shoot us an email, and Troy, you can put my personal email on this for anybody that has questions about this. If you do give a call, everybody here at the Chamber on the staff side is very well versed in how this issue is affecting positively the Faribault economy and our Faribault students, and they'll be able to help you find the information that you want. Thanks a bunch, Faribault. Have a great week.